States. Could Africa challenge their supremacy?
This is Andre L. Immelman, the man who believes he can create Google right here in Africa. It's a tall order, but he is an optimist as well as an entrepreneur.
Now, why would I be so bold to say that, well, this is the next Google? And Google is obviously one of those big revolutions. Type in and you get a brilliant set of responses back virtually instantaneously. It is simply because the fact that there is such an urgent need for us to be able to know who somebody actually is, particularly in a post 9/11 world. We cannot rely on guesses or estimations, and those are the best kind of thing that we can hope for in the face of conventional biometrics, fingerprint, faceprint, voiceprint, iris print, and so on, because those things are okay if you want to unlock your phone, but as soon as you put those things under the rigors of commercial conditions and with large population sets, as soon as you expose it to large population sets, you'll find that the response rate, not the response rate, but the performance rate, in fact, drops down dramatically. And it's very simply because it is feature-based and not semantic-based. Our technology is semantic-based.
This equipment is what's going to make it possible.
Now, here's a good example of a typical commercial application of the technology. This is a simulation that we're busy presenting. In a security sense, what it does is we've kitted Nicola out here with a standard webcam connected to our technology in the back end. Armed or equipped with this technology of ours, AIDX, not only does it record the event like a normal body cam would, but it also allows the subject which this officer is in fact confronted with, to identify that subject in real time over the internet. So typically what would happen is, here's the officer confronted by somebody, he demands that he gives him his identity, and this gentleman gives him his identity as Ben Affleck. Now he has all the credentials there that says, yep, I am Ben Affleck. Okay? Now all that Nicola now does is he simply records this event, whatever that document says, in spite of what that document says rather, you'll see that the subject has in fact been identified. So now at this point he makes a call. He says, I know that you're not Ben Affleck, I know that you are Nicholas. And if you want to throw in a whole bunch of other allied information there, that Nicholas is wanted in 3 states, on 4 counts of whatever, then it gives cause to the officer to make an arrest or to act accordingly. Okay? So it identifies the person. Here, he now senses a threat. The technology picks up the fact that, hang on a moment, here's a threat. He now needs to be alerted. And if the threat level is escalated, he now has an objective capability that says, you have cause to defend yourself. Pull out your firearm and fire at the subject. A very interesting application. A customer comes into a store. The technology immediately recognizes, identifies the customer, and then pushes a notice to somebody in the store to say, well, Andre Immelman has now just entered the store, go and greet him. It goes further than that to assist with things like RICA and FICA issues, because it's an optometric technology. In other words, it's based on a digital camera. AIDX is an authentication technology. It works on anything that's equipped with a digital camera, including a standard off-the-shelf smartphone. In other words, the one thing we all carry with us all over all the time.
The laboratory has attracted some of the best minds across Africa.
I joined Authenticate because of the future of it. I could see that it was going to grow into something massive, and we're well on the way. I'm a systems guy. I build back-end systems. I build systems that grow, that flourish. And the promise of taking this amazing piece of technology into the outside world, and now being at the sea level, to be able to steer it as well into avenues which we previously never considered. That was something I dreamt of when joining Authenticate, and fortunately I'm actually living it now.
I love technology, and I want to be part of the people that bring it to the world and make sure that it's accessible to everyone.
The possibility of changing the world to be part of this interesting development, that's what brought me here, and it's been very challenging. And also, we know as we get to our end solution, it will be very rewarding as well. So that's the reason why we're here and pushing so hard.
It's been such a great development and a learning curve, and that's probably the reason why I joined.
This science lab is basically the new set of, or the new Google in Africa that is actually changing the real world. And if you look at the way our technology is being adopted, not only in South Africa, not only in Africa, but across the globe, is actually an amazing thing. And I want to be part of those things. I want to sit down in the corner of my room and watching CNBC Africa and looking at what you are reporting, and I'll be able to tell my family, I'm part of these people that are breaking this new ground. Those are some of the things that motivate me to this lab.